Oh. Whoop, whoop. Oh. I want to go to the gym there. I woke up feeling late. Maybe today I won't wake up feeling I'm happy they make this double barrel really fucking strong enough. I wish they did that with double barrel off of 24. What other stories to talk about? What's up? So the Metcalf thing, the Anthony Metcalf, not Anthony Metcalf, the Austin Metcalf. Was it Metcalf? That was a kid that died. The Austin Metcalf was a kid that died. But the kid that killed him and that. Whew. It's like Anthony something. No, I can't even remember his fucking name. It's like stupid garbage bullshit. This is how psychopath minds work. I've noticed that every time I watch people that are very emotional, they don't think, they just emote. And like when they start to think, they really start to be like, oh wow, that shit's wrong. I feel stupid for saying stuff so dumb. Yeah, saying really stupid shit without thinking, you know, depending on what it is. If it's like a joke, obviously, if you're playing around, a little bit different with it. Sometimes people say jokes that don't 100% like connect with what people might be saying. Like, you know, I work with a bunch of women, and they always do cock jokes. They always talk about dick, you know, when it comes up. You know, it's like something will happen that it'll, in their mind, that they'll get perverted, and they'll talk about penis. Like, of course, you girls are all fucking, you're all cock hungry. I get it. You know? And they'll bring it up. And like they'll sit there and say something, and then I'll say my perspective of it, and sometimes they'll laugh at it, you know. Sometimes they won't understand. Like, you're just being perverted. It's like, well, suck a fucking dick then. I don't care. Like, what do you mean? Talking about dick. As soon as you open up your mouth with anything perverted, it is go time for everything jokingly to come out. But the most I said the worst thing to do is to a man that's not like fully heterosexual, and you do like gay jokes, they do take very offensive to that. Not in a way of like being like, wow, you're an asshole. They get like afraid. Like some people are afraid of gay guys. I'm gonna touch your butthole, man. I'll be dead serious. They like it's a funny thing in the world to see like a person that's like they say, oh, you're homophobic. Is that mean homophobic? A phobia is something that like you strictly can't be next to that thing. Like you're utterly fucking afraid. It's not a fear of the person itself. It's the act that they're afraid of, or that they're curious about, being like if it does happen. And fuck, I met people in that would sit there and be like, you know, gay guy touched my butt, and that I smack him in the face and shit like that. Well, actually, there's not a lot of gay guys out there that do that shit. It's very small percentage. There's like lesbian girls that there's not a lot of gay people altogether. But you can joke with them, and sometimes they take offense to it, and sometimes they don't. Like I asked a gay guy before night, are they attracted to a certain type of man? And really, they're telling me yes or no. If I say, "Oh, do you like men like that?" It's like, "No, I don't." I'm like, well. And then, more less likely, we talk about specific things about, they're very upfront with it. So you can joke with them. Women, kind of the same thing. And women are a little bit more emotional with it. So yeah. So when you... Anyway. Talk about, like, the bullshit racist things that are happening in the world, not how people are hating on people because of color, skin, they don't even think. They feel that something's wrong. And they can think it too. I think thinking and feeling are the same thing. If you don't fucking know, have a thought in your head is fine. But actually ask the person and validate it for yourself. Right? That's how I would do it. It's scarier and people don't understand why you might ask a question. Probably a lot of times because of curiosity. I'm curious. Well, what about this? What about that? If you're curious about something, you got a thought in something, you gotta have to answer that thought eventually. Because it basically gets to that point where you're just like, okay, well, how do I answer that thought? When I just think about it, you're too scared to ask the question. I don't know. You have to ask the question eventually. I mean, if it's something that's like not really in your thought pattern, like it just comes up out of nowhere, but you don't constantly have it in your head, then it doesn't fucking matter. Preoccupy yourself, it's like asking someone if they fucking like you. Well, there's plenty of signs telling that people like each other. Now, how do they like you? Well, if you go down how men act, say like if a man's attracted to a woman, they'll talk to them more, or they'll like look at them more. They'll find something attractive about them, and the eyes always tell. Always. Like if you're attractive, you will be looked at. Women idolize they idolize looks a lot, and men do too. If a man sees a really attractive looking woman with a big ass rack, she's gonna be fucking looked at. Or a girl that's skinny with a pretty face, she's gonna be fucking looked at. You're gonna look at them. There's a first thing you're gonna do is check them out. Why? Because that's what people do. When you're attractive, you get looked at. That's just plain and simple. It doesn't matter what anybody says. People say, oh, personality matters. Personality matters to hold them together, yeah. But like when you get people that like women that are afraid of attractive looking dudes because they immediately think, well, every other girl wants you. But the thing is, you're not choosing me, I'm choosing you, which means dedication. That's the biggest thing. Like, women want to choose their men because they choose certain men because they're scared that they're going to be treated like crap. That's why you see good-looking girls date ugly-ass fucking dudes. And you always will see it. And then guys that are actually very loyal and humble, because we don't go by fucking looks. That's the problem. And identify a girl. I was like, wow, she's pretty in that. She's a fucking whore. No. I know a lot of pretty fucking girls in that are not whores at all. But they're gorgeous. You see what I mean? How you think and how you feel in that? You see how it works? Like, you don't know until you ask. Until you actually get to know the person. So when people go overboard with stuff and that, and they're like, oh, well, this and that, like, you don't fucking know. Like, for instance, me. I'm an attractive looking dude, and I don't have a girlfriend. And be like, oh, why don't you have a girlfriend? Because women don't want to be with me. They want to fuck me. They want to have sex with me because they don't. They think that I'm going to get another girl because other women are attracted to me. I found that out with my ex and that. It's terrible. So my ex liked me in that, and her friend liked me. And then her friend liked me. All of her friends liked me because their dudes were not as attractive as me, or most likely wasn't as good-hearted as me. And so they felt attracted with me. They call me cute and shit to her and that. And I'm like, oh, he's really cute and that. Immediately that sets off an alarm in a woman's head to think, well, God, he's got all these fucking girls that like him. Oh, they're your friends. They're all hoes. Hoes unite. You all stick together. You don't want me to get all the fucking attention, because I'm taking attention away from you. See how it works? That's just why sometimes now, like with Ben, if I get a girlfriend and say my best friend doesn't have one, that I would introduce them. I'm like, hey, go talk to her friends and shit. And then we can all go out together and all hang out together and all, talk about our, sex lives together and that, and funny, stupid shit and that. That's what I would do in general if I had any friends, but unfortunately I don't have any friends. Friends that are close. But that's what it is. So I remember my ex and that. She was trying to hook me up with one of her girlfriends before we started dating that. But when her shit started getting crappy, she slid in and she's like, well, fuck it, I want him for myself. And then her girlfriend got mad because she actually did like me, and I've seen him before. Really cute, man. She's got big huge boobs there, And then they start fighting over it. I literally was texting one and talking to one about the other one, ask like, what the fuck's going on? And I was like, oh, she's just jealous. And they literally start hating each other and stop talking to each other because they both like me and they both want to fuck me. And guess what happened? Now none of them talked to me, and I didn't screw any of them. She wanted to have a fucking threesome with me, with her friend. Her friend didn't want to, because she just wanted me for herself, for how she explained it to me and that. And she was even like asking me like, where you live at now, I want to come over and that. She wanted to come over and get dick. I tried to talk to her and I'm like, why do you like that? Like, getting dick down is all you think that you are? Because, why? Because they're tormented so much. That's all they fucking know. That's all they know is sex. They know the easiest way to feel good is to get pumped full of jizz. To be up front. It's crazy. It's like, what the fuck? Are you serious? And like, you lost all your confidence just because you made one mistake in life. Just like Jesus says, people make mistakes. You're gonna do wrong. It's like he was talking to Peter or Paul, Simon. Simon became Paul, and he explained it to me like, it's like you act like that you're supposed to be perfect in that. The whole point of it is to say, hey, you're gonna be at fault because you're immortal. You're not perfect. You're gonna be at fault. that's just how life is. You got to say I need help because we all need help. And people say they want to do it on their own. That I say it's because you don't know the knowledge to do it on your own. You don't believe in the actual truth. Hence why you can't do it alone. Because you're not supposed to. People never ask for help. They're stubborn. They're prideful. That's why pride's such a big sin. You know, if you don't want to ask for help in that, well, that's pridefulness. Pridefulness leads to what? Damnation. Anyway, I gotta get going with that. I'll see you guys again.